NBA YoungBoy's got everyone talking again. The latest buzz. He's currently locked up, and tensions are high with his old rivals from O Block. We're diving into the drama and what's really going down while YoungBoy's on the inside. The story of O Block versus YB has been around since a long time ago. If you know YoungBoy, then you also know that he has no issues with calling out whoever is on the horizon of the rap scene. A few years back, NBA YoungBoy was killing it in the rap game and was one of the most watched and streamed artists out there. People used to doubt his street cred because he blew up so fast and has been in the mainstream for years, making it hard for some to believe his lyrics. But it wasn't long until YB had his one-on-one with the law, and now he's more popular in the media due to his federal cases than music. 2 years ago, YB was on house arrest in Utah for some stuff he did back in 2020, so all he's got to do is drop new music. That brings us to his mixtape, Colors. On the track Bring the Hook, YoungBoy goes all in, throwing shade at the late King Von and his whole O Block crew. Even though Von can't respond, this move was pretty gutsy. King Von is still a respected name, and his people and other artists weren't too happy about the diss. This beef actually goes way back to 2019 when King Von called out YoungBoy on Instagram Live, saying his tough talk was just for show. Fans of YoungBoy wanted King Von to apologize, but Von just shrugged it off, saying he'd only beef with someone from 63rd, basically poking fun at the idea of beefing with another Chicago gang. Fans took that as him saying there wasn't a real issue, so they dropped it. YoungBoy never publicly responded, but he was probably aware of the comments. For over a year, things were quiet until the summer of 2020, when drama flared up again. It all kicked off when photos of King Von with YoungBoy's ex-girlfriend hit the internet. At first, neither YoungBoy nor Von made a big deal of it, but once the media picked up on the story, it reignited the tension. Chicago rappers like 600 Breezy started posting things that seemed to mock YoungBoy and hint that Von had hooked up with his ex. YoungBoy usually keeps his cool with initial comments, but once he's pushed, he goes all in. This sparked a full-blown back and forth between Von and YoungBoy, plus their crews. 600 Breezy and other Chicago rappers backed Von, while Quando Rondo and Lil Tim jumped in to support YoungBoy. Lil Tim even tweeted at the Chicago rappers to cool it before things got out of hand. The situation got petty when YoungBoy announced a song with Von's ex to stir the pot. Von threw some shade back, but when asked about it, both sides claimed there wasn't any real beef.
You know what people told me? People told me you and YoungBoy was beefing or something like that. You said something about what happened, Von? What's going on with you, man?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same interests and holes, and then you know how the internet will try to make it.
Don't tell me I got problems over girls.
No, it's the internet, gang. It's the you know, they'll try to make it like that because it's the internet. You see what I'm saying? And then you know how females will try to make it like that because they females, and they'll try to make it like one motherfucker hard and try to. It be just all type of shit, but it ain't nothing too serious, nothing you should worry about.
Back then, both King Von and YoungBoy were dealing with their own legal issues, so their reactions made sense. But it was clear both sides were holding grudges, and things were about to get even crazier. On November 6, 2020, King Von was tragically killed outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta. Lil Tim, who's tight with Quando Rondo, was named as the shooter. Even though YoungBoy and his crew weren't directly involved, Quando Rondo was YoungBoy's artist, and Von had confronted him that night over some previous beefs. This incident was just the start of an even bigger mess. Von was close with Lil Durk, and after Von's death, Durk got dragged into the feud too.
I'll say his name or give him.
That's a good point, but I feel like he feels you're poking the bear.
You say that's his problem.
What's y'all issue though? Like, because honestly, like, I feel like now it's so. I feel like I gotta be like, no disrespect. I obviously can't be Mr. Louis Farrakhan in terms of trying to solve something, but if it is something that could be ever solved,
I'm just reading. Go ahead, talk. I'm just reading.
If there's something that could ever be solved, or if there's something that you guys could ignore each other, because not everything can be solved.
Why we trust? You said what?
What's the issue with you and YoungBoy? Like, how did it start? Because there's a ton
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't know.
Despite having worked with both YoungBoy and Quando Rondo before, Durk now had to back up Von's side. This drama caused a big split in the rap game, with fans and other artists feeling they had to pick sides. A lot of artists chose to stay away from YoungBoy to avoid cutting ties with Dirk, leading to a significant rift in the industry. After all the drama, NBA YoungBoy felt like he was getting shut out of the rap game and decided to only work with his close crew. Since then, there's been ongoing tension between him and Lil Durk. Many think Durk threw some shade at YoungBoy in his verse on Still Running with Meek Mill and Lil Baby. But YoungBoy was locked up for a while and didn't address it publicly. Fans kept the beef alive by calling out Durk and asking when he'd get revenge for Von. Fast forward a bit, and we got YoungBoy firing back in his track, Bring the Hook, taking direct shots at King Von and O-Block. This stirred up responses from Chicago's Lil Reese and others. Even with backlash from the community, YoungBoy didn't back down and hit back with another track, Know Like I Know, aimed squarely at Lil Durk. Durk responded by posting a photo with King Von and a caption calling out YoungBoy for speaking on Von's death since he wasn't the one who pulled the trigger. YoungBoy fired back with a photo of his own, laying on the floor with "You all gonna die" written in cash. Durk then posted another jab referencing YoungBoy's mixtape, Colors. Also, O-Block has been seen burning green flags associated with YoungBoy's 4K Trey gang. As for YoungBoy, well, things are not looking well. After closing one chapter of legal issues, NBA YoungBoy is now facing a new set of problems in Utah. YoungBoy has become a major name in this generation of rap, but his legal battles have held him back. While on house arrest, he's been busy cranking out tons of new music to make up for lost time. After more than 2 years stuck at home, he recently pleaded guilty to a federal gun charge, according to Billboard. This is a big step in his case, which has kept him confined to his mansion in Salt Lake City since 2021. Here's the latest scoop. On August 14th, NBA YoungBoy told a federal judge he was ready to plead guilty to having firearms as a convicted felon. This plea follows an indictment from 2021, which stemmed from a September 2020 incident in Baton Rouge, where he was alleged to have had 2 guns. Since he was already convicted in 2017 for aggravated assault with a firearm, he's been barred from owning any guns. Since getting indicted, YoungBoy has been stuck under house arrest, with his trial being pushed back repeatedly. His lawyers were hoping for a favorable Supreme Court ruling on a major gun control case. But even after the ruling came in June, his case didn't move forward before he decided to plead guilty. During house arrest, YoungBoy's lawyers argued that the isolation was affecting his mental health and asked for some restrictions to be eased, like letting him travel to record music. But in November, the judge denied most of these requests, keeping him stuck at home. It's unclear whether his guilty plea is part of a deal with the prosecutors that might result in a lighter sentence. His team hasn't said if this plea is a strategic move to cut down potential penalties, but reports suggest YoungBoy could face up to 10 years in prison. Even with this federal case moving toward a resolution, YoungBoy's got new trouble brewing in Utah. In April, while still on house arrest, he was hit with charges related to an alleged large-scale prescription fraud ring, including identity fraud, getting prescriptions under false pretenses, forgery, and possession of a weapon by someone restricted. He got out on bond in May, but it's still up in the air when he'll go to trial for these state charges. Despite being on house arrest, YoungBoy has been incredibly productive, dropping several albums and singles that have hit hard with fans. Even though he's been confined to his Salt Lake City mansion, he's used his home studio to produce music that dives deep into his struggles and legal issues. Projects like Sincerely, Control, and Colors have topped charts, showing that he's still a major player in the game. His time under house arrest hasn't stopped his creativity. Instead, it's given him more material to connect with his audience. YoungBoy's legal issues have definitely impacted his career, adding both mystique and challenges. His music, filled with raw emotion and authenticity, resonates deeply with his fans, but the legal problems have limited his ability to travel and perform. Despite the distance between YB and O-Block, this feud could still heat up once YoungBoy gets back to business as usual. With blood already spilled and more than just a couple of rappers involved, it's doubtful this beef will settle down anytime soon.